Hi, good morning. Welcome to HeKate's Crossing. Okay, this one's going to be pairing tarot and oracle, of course, or oracle and oracle. It's about pairing decks anyway. This is going to be about animals. So let's have a look at the range of animal decks that I have. In tarot, we've got the New Zealand deck, of course. Okay. And with the animals in particular being let's start with the New Zealand animals, and we're going to put that with the Warua Whakatinana. Okay, so that's the stick here. Okay, so I've combined this as a sort of an animal. I know this one's animals and plants, but I feel this is very specific, so it goes really well as an animal deck if I wanted to do that, using this is the tarot, this is the oracle. So this is one way. This is connecting New Zealand, so it's a cultural aspect as well, which I sort of missed out with this one as well. I should have included it before, but also animals as such, so I wanted to include that. So let's have a look at what they. We've got the tarot here and an animal card. So I know that's not, I know there's plants as well, but it is more about the animals for me in regards to this combination. So yeah, I think this sort of shows quite well together, being New Zealand. So this deck here, the Warua Whakatinana, is actually by Holly Rose Broma. Now she's on Etsy, okay, Holly Rose Creative. Please support. If you're wanting a deck that's sort of New Zealand based, with animals and plants, with the flora and the fauna, it sort of really connects really well. It's a beautiful deck. Of course, you know that the New Zealand Naturally Tarot is actually a Game Crafter, which is an absolute gorgeous deck to work with. So they work really, really well together. The Warua, which actually means manifest spirit. Okay, Holly Rose Creative on Etsy. Go and have a proper look at the imagery. Definitely the New Zealand Naturally Tarot as well. So that's combination number one, is a definite. The next one I want to look at is the we look at the Dragon Tarot. Now the Dragon Tarot, I think for me, is very much the let me grab the Dragon Oracle by Diana Cooper. Those to me, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. I'm hoping I paused that in time and you didn't hear me actually sneeze. Sorry about that. So let's continue, shall we? So I've got Nigel Suckling's Dragon Tarot, which I absolutely love, and I know it's sort of a non-scenic minor arcana type deck, but I absolutely do love working with this. And I like the Dragon Oracle. Don't know why, I just sort of quite like the colours, some of the colours with it, maybe not all the colours, but definitely love the combination, especially with the messages and things that come through are really amazing, really amazing. So Diana Cooper's Dragon Oracle. Now I know there's lots of Dragon tarot decks out there, and there are a lot of Dragon Oracle decks coming through, so do check them out and just choose your combination that sort of suits you. This really works for me, which I love. Okay, so that's the Dragon Tarot with the Dragon Oracle. You've got the New Zealand Naturally Tarot with the, so again, you've got those combinations that work really, really well for me. Okay, so the New Zealand Warua Whakatinana, and the New Zealand Naturally Tarot, of course, works really, really well for me, being in New Zealand and, you know, exploring other cultures. The animals are really, really cute. I mean, I think that's a really cool combination. Dragon, as I said. Now, there's a couple of decks here I really, really love in tarot, and one of them is the Tarot Familiar. Now, the reason why I like this is because of the minors being pish, you know, non-scenic, and it's not a lot of animals through it. You do have the suit, the court cards, and you'll find with the court cards that they do stick to a particular animal. So there's not a lot of animals in it, not a lot of variety of animals in it, should I say, but which is actually quite nice because it keeps it quite simple. It doesn't declutter, especially when you start sort of exploring an animal oracle as well. Now, animal oracles, I've got the Echoes of Nature, which go really, really well together. The messages are beautiful. Now, the Echoes of Nature, I find a really good standalone oracle deck as well, but it does work really, really well with the Tarot Familiar. Okay, the artwork is absolutely gorgeous. It is a limited edition, of course, because there is no other, I don't think there's anything more for sale. This was a one-off collection with tarot oracles, so absolutely gorgeous. This is a great connection with the Tarot Familiar. So Echoes of Nature, I love working. If I'm going to work with Echoes of Nature and I'm going to work with a tarot deck, for me it is really about the Tarot Familiar. Because I really don't want to take away the beauty of Echoes of Nature, as they sort of really go really well together. Okay. Again, I think that's a really great pairing. Next, now, this is where it starts to get varied. Okay, so with the Animal Wisdom Tarot, so let's put a couple of cards down. Stick to one side. Let me just put those over here. They're out of the way. Okay, so we've got the Tarot Familiar, the Tarot was the Animal Wisdom one, right? Animal Wisdom. For me, there's so many cards, decks that I can use with this one. This one I quite like the Creature Teach cards. This is a round deck. This one I find works really, really well together. The messages seem to really combine really, really super well. So I love this deck here. Now, I can include also the Animal Spirit cards. I like them as well. They seem to sort of connect really well messages with it. If I'm reading the Animal Wisdom cards, which have changed their name to Animal Spirit for some reason, but anyway, this deck here, the tarot deck, if I'm reading it as a tarot deck, it's quite cool to use the Animal Spirits in regards to this deck here. I think it goes really, really well as well. And message wise, you know, and I can combine any of these oracle decks as well. Now, the other one I quite like is the Butterfly Guiding Light. This one here is not really, even though the imagery has got, and it's about butterflies as such, and there are the odd animal in it, there's so much more. So it doesn't give you that confusion. Maybe it sort of lessens the animal, the whole animal aspect to the deck, which I think I quite like as well, and the colours go quite nicely with that. So again, I feel like this could be another, this is another deck that I quite like. Now this is by Sue Nicholson, Butterfly Guiding Light, and I do class it as an animal deck, even though the imagery isn't all about animals. There is that sort of aspect of butterflies, but it doesn't give itself to too much animal spirit energy. So it does quite cool. Now the other deck I've got here, of course, which we use in the cultural aspect, but also animal wise, because it's about the animal signs, maybe about, you know, the personalities of the animals. I actually think also the Chinese oracle works really well as well. As long as you're not doing too much, I think you just choose like one animal that you're going to focus on, meditate on, give us a bit more of a thought in regards to that, not too much information, is quite a good way to sort of work with this deck. So I can combine any of these tarot and oracle decks together, and it creates a really cool sort of animal spirit, animal wisdom, animal medicine type energy, and I love doing that. So we've got quite a selection of decks here, as you can see, with the Chinese oracle, the butterfly guiding light, the animal spirit cards, Colette Baron Reed, and I know there's lots of other animal decks that you could use, connect with. There's lots of animal tarot decks. You can get decks with cats and dogs and all sorts of different animals. And there's been lots of different cat tarots and dog tarots coming out on Kickstarter and Etsy, and this fantastic range of decks that are available to mix and match with. Lots of different animal oracle decks that you can use and combine, but these were just a few of my thoughts and ideas. And I'll go and put these all in the wrong bag. So I like to sort of put everything together. So we've got Tarot Familiar with Echoes of Nature. We've got the Dragon Tarot by Nigel Suckling with the Dragon Oracle with Diana Cooper. I've got the New Zealand Naturally with the with Holly Rose Creative with her Manifest Spirit Oracle deck, the New Zealand one. So there really is a variety of decks that you can actually put together to make some really interesting combinations with readings. So this is what I do when I buy a tarot or an oracle deck. I think, what are my combinations? What decks am I going to combine them with to make interesting, you know, to make interesting readings, to make readings that sort of come together, bring answers and clarities for the client in some way, or queries in some way, or for myself when I want to do some self-reflection. So that's what I think about when I buy a tarot and an oracle. I think about combinations and how they're going to combine together in a reading, especially when working with a client and you're doing a half-hour reading or a 60-minute reading or a 90-minute reading for a client. How do the cards actually combine to create an insightful, informative reading that the client can take away, meditate on, reflect on? All those things come into play as well. So that's the animal type decks that I have. And take care and blessed be. Thanks for being with me, HeKate's Crossing. Don't forget to check out the links below. Don't forget to check out the links on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell so you know when the next lot of videos will be uploaded. Take care and blessed